Alright, good afternoon everyone. My name is Renalto Small and I'm doing a presentation for my mobile application, which is part of the mobile application course for e-tech training. Today my app is going to be, it's called Tempo Trainer, and it's basically a musical metronome app. And the metronome is a tool used by musicians to basically time themselves, because for music, the tempo of the music is a very important factor. So you don't want to find yourself speeding up while playing or slowing down unless that's the intention of the musical piece. So the reason I'm developing the mat is because I'm actually learning to play drums, and as a drummer, you're usually looked at as the timekeeper for a band, and I need this application to basically help me be able to keep my tempo steady. Because as a beginner, you find yourself getting full of adrenaline and speeding up, or you're thinking too much and slowing down. You tend to fluctuate up and down. So I developed this app to just help me keep my tempo steady. Now, the way metronome works is that you put in some settings. So basically, like a beats per minute is how we usually measure our speed. So you put in your beats per minute, and it basically clicks at a set tempo. All right, to get into the app, just to show you how it works, there's two functions, and they're called the two functions. So the first one is called the basic metronome, and basically what this does is that this just keeps the pulse going at a constant pace for as long as you have the app, or to a timer, and it will shut off after a certain time. And this helps you just to train your tempo. The other aspect of the app is what I call a click trainer. And what this function does is that it actually turns off the click every so often, so that you play without the click, but then the click comes back on, and you use this to kind of gauge yourself as whether you remained on time. So this is kind of like a learning tool that I added to the app, just so it's not just a simple clicking metronome. So to get into the first section, you can click the icon or the lettering, it doesn't really matter. So you click here, it brings up some options. And these options are basically how you configure the metronome. As I said, beats per minute is your basic unit of the tempo you're setting. And for regular music, a bar, because I realize I have bar there, a bar is typically seen as 4 quarter notes, because a quarter note is seen as the basic pulse of music. So when I talk about a note, I'm talking about a quarter note. So when I talk about the first line that says notes per bar, I'm talking about quarter notes, because in music it's time signature. It's the most common time signature is called 4/4, which is 4 quarter notes per bar. So just to show that example, I'm going to type here 4, and the other one is notes per click. Now the notes per click is, you can subdivide a quarter note, and you may want your tempo to be subdivided as well. So you may not want just a steady quarter note pulse. You may want a sub pulse to help you keep time, depending on if the music is slower, you have more in your ear, so that you can have a better reference point. But for the first example, I'm just going to put 1. Another interesting tip here is that you can accent the first note of a bar. This always helps you to find your 1, as we like to say in music, to find your 1, so you don't lose track of yourself while you're playing the music. Now, I have some timer settings here. I'm not going to display these yet, I'll come back to these. But basically, with these settings, I click start, and it goes to the screen now. Unfortunately, you're not going to hear the sound through the PC, but it is working on my app, so when I pass that around, you will hear the clicking. But for a visual representation, you can see how the icons are moving at a steady pace, and that is what we call our pulse. So we'll be counting that 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we have our steady musical pulse. And at the top, we highlight your your beats per minute, so you will know what tempo you're practicing at. And that is the basic functionality of the app, just to keep your basic pulse. Now at the bottom we have, you can stop it here when you just want to stop, and it will stop wherever it is, and it will no longer play the sound. At the bottom we have some quick navigation links as well, so I will just jump back to the basic, which is what I showed before. I'm going to put in the same information here, and then I'm going to set the timer to bars, and I'm going to put 4 bars. And as you remember, I said 4 notes are a bar. In this, if you put 4 at the top, 4 notes are in the bar. So if I click start, this is bar 1, 2, 3, 4, and it should stop. So you will set this so you practice it a long time and you want to stop, say 20 bars or so, you will know when it's time to stop in your practice routine. Going back to basic, unfortunately, I didn't get to really get the timer working as I would like, so that one has to be omitted for now. But basically, that's the basic functionality of the app when you click on the basic button. So let's go back to the home page. All right, to continue, we'll look at the second function of the app, which is called Click Trainer. And for this, as I said, this is it will turn off the click for a set number of bars to give you that training mechanism where you'll revoke the click, you'll revoke that reference point in your ear, but you have to still maintain your time so that when the click comes back, you expect to be aligned with the click once again. So most of the settings are the same, but at the bottom here you will see what is 2 additional options, one called loud bars and the other one called silent bars. Now, just to set this similar information here. Oh yeah, and the BPMs could also be selected by the slide. I forgot to mention that before. So this can be controlled here. Now for this example, I'm going to say 2 loud bars and 2 silent bars. We won't have the sound, but there's still a visual representation of what is happening in the app. So once I click start here, same functionality is lighting up, meaning there's sound. And black ones mean we're now in our mute section, which should be for a similar time since it's equal bars of click and without click. And this will keep going, and this, as I said, allows you to just train your inner clock so that you can remain on time. And that is basically the functionality presented in my app. And as I said, I created this so that this could help improve myself as a musician, a learning musician, and I think I have accomplished my goal in this app. So thank you very much.
You using it right now?
Plan to start.